Hi, it's Tony Marino, host of the super popular NEWSMAX Daily Podcast, a rundown of the day's top headlines and top highlights of NEWSMAX shows and interviews you may have missed, plus some sports, stock markets, and even some yucks, all packed into about 20 minutes. Search for the NEWSMAX Daily with me, Tony Marino, on your favorite podcast platform, and check out our entire lineup of great podcasts, including Greg Kelly, Rob Carson, and Jerry Callahan at newsmax.com/listen.
WCBM.com. Well, Les Bryan.
Hold it now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey, kids, it's Thursday. T-minus 1 day till Friday. My goodness. What a glorious Thursday it is. Thanksgiving is a week from today. I am so looking forward to Thanksgiving. I'm going to be going to Pittsburgh and seeing some friends in Pittsburgh, and we're going to have some, maybe go down. I wonder if they do like turkey and stuffing Permane Brothers sandwiches the day after Thanksgiving, because Permane Brothers is a gift from God. Just the original location downtown, though. Hey, welcome to the show. So much to get to, so little time. You know those four members of Congress: Mark Kelly, Elise Slotkin, Jason Crow, Maggie Goodlander, Chris DeLuzio, and Chrissy Houlihan, all veterans. You know, they did that video saying that if you're in the military, you ought to disobey the orders of your superiors because Donald Trump, and all of that stuff. Well, guess what? Donald Trump responded to it today. Oh, this is good. He said on Truth Social, by the way, serious behavior punishable by death. Wow. I'm sorry. I think I heard Mark Kelly just crap himself. Wow. My God. Yeah, punishable by death. He even reposted someone calling for the lawmakers to be executed. Hang them. George Washington would. Yeah, wow. Now, these idiots, they did not specify which illegal orders that they were urging the troops to disobey. This is a soft insurrection is what they're trying to do. No, it's not that, Hunter. That's something completely different. If you have a soft insurrection, that's something, you've got to see a doctor about it, take some medication, or, maybe see a psychologist. But no, it's a soft insurrection. They've been pushing this forever, and they thought they'd just kind of go and see and test the waters and see who might turn against Donald Trump, because they're fomenting a civil war. That's what they've been trying to do. And I told you this, we've had a civil war by proxy for about 9 years now with soldiers by hire, and they're using there's not a war of words, it's words of war. Fascist, Nazi, all of that. It's resulted in billions of dollars in damage in the summer of 2020. It has resulted in a body count. You've got Antifa. You've got these other groups that are being paid to commit acts of violence. You've got insurrections in places like Charlotte, and they're saying it's about ICE. No, it's not. It's about the Democrat Party realizing that once all of these 20 million illegals they sneaked in and gave 9 million of them Social Security numbers so they could vote Democrat, they realize that they're dead. The Democrat Party is dead. And this was a really stupid move by these people. And they have a really stupid response to it. In fact, now they're suddenly cobbling together the supposed illegal acts. I think this Jason Crow says, oh, yeah, it's about the drug boats off Venezuela. Honestly, wow. You people. But I'm going to start with some good news. Did you hear that Elon Musk and Donald Trump have kind of made up? Listen to this last night.
We're giving them a deduction on the interest if they buy a nice Tesla car and they borrow the money. You're so lucky I'm with you, Elon. I'll tell you, has he ever thanked me properly?
Well, I think that's kind of cool. They're back together. That's quite a powerful combination, Elon and...
Elon, I'm forgiving you.
Mr. President, I hope that's true.
The breakup we had has made me lonesome and sad.
The things I said about you, they were so bad. Hey, reunited, I hope we can be.
This is so nice.
Reunited. reunited, Elon, you and me.
I'm hoping that we'll put an end to our spat. We both will be excited when we're
reunited. Hey, hey. Yeah, that's good news, isn't it? Yeah. Jim Gossett put that together for us using the voices of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Or did he? Yeah, so I got some more good news. You guys want a little bit? I know it's a little overwhelming on this Thursday. Sometimes, like maybe if you're in a bad mood and somebody comes along who's in a really good mood, it's irritating. I hope that is not the case, but I'm going to do it anyway.
We love to win. Winning, so much winning. It's lots of winning, 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 lots of winning. It's oh so good.
Yeah, the jobs report was sterling today, 119,000 new jobs today, and they're not even illegal aliens, and they're not government employees. They're actually real American jobs. Isn't that just crazy? Oh, and then the trade deficit is down 24%. My God in heaven, it is down 24%, and Donald Trump is thrilled about it. And here's some more news, by the way. You know, Joe Biden, when he was the president, all of the jobs that he created or whatever, I mean, he didn't create anything. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. But whoever was in charge, they were all government jobs or illegal aliens. I could say that now because, you know, it's 2025 and I won't be censored. Illegal aliens. That's what they are. And these are all American jobs.
1.9 million more American-born workers are employed today. Think of that than when I took office. So we picked up almost 2 million workers.
Wow.
And more Americans are now working, as I said, than
That's cool.
at any time in the history of our country.
I know.
Under Biden, 1 out of every 4 new jobs went to increase the size of the federal government.
Yeah,
so in other words, 1 out of 4 was a federal worker.
I know,
well,
crazy, right?
I love our federal workers.
Sure.
But that's not the way you can build a country. It's a short road to a disaster.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. And it was the worst economy ever. Just the worst. I mean, honestly, Joe Biden, yeah, like he should be on Mount Rushmore. Here is Larry Kudlow talking about the trillions of dollars, by the way, with the Saudi prince who came into town. $19 trillion. Joe Biden didn't even bring $1 trillion in 4 years.
There is so much money coming into this country right now. It is, you've never seen anything like it. And he just got another $1 trillion from the Saudis, from MBS. I don't know what the exact number is. He'll say 20 trillion.
In case you Democrats didn't know, Donald Trump's going to be in office another 3 years. So there could be like $100 trillion in new business in America. And you guys couldn't do D word for Richard.
I'll say, fine, you won 20 trillion. His website says 9.5 trillion. It doesn't matter. The Biden years had virtually nothing. I think it was $1 trillion.
Completely flaccid.
Or less. Trump is saying, we're open for business.
Yeah.
Invest here, produce here. You can make money.
Yeah, wouldn't it be amazing, instead of everything that you take out of your package from Amazon with a sticker that says made in China, to have made in the USA in it?
Here, this is the greatest country in the world.
I know.
Once again, this is the hottest country in the world.
It is.
There's a reason.
And I might add, many people consider me the hottest conservative radio personality. Thank you to my cousins.
That an MBS comes here and is throwing money at. He doesn't have to do that. And he has
I don't even know where that came from.
Checkered past with American presidents down through the years. All these, look, they're making deals.
Yeah.
There's trade, reciprocal trade.
Yeah.
They're making deals in South Korea. They're making
Barack Obama said that he didn't have a magic wand to bring back manufacturing. He said those jobs were gone.
Deals in Japan. They're making deals in Vietnam. They're making deals in the European Union. These are places we could never make deals with before.
No,
why are they doing that? Because of
we're hot. That's why. And then, of course, you know, the Democrats have been whipping out this new word, affordability. They couldn't do anything about it when Joe Biden was the president, when grocery prices went up about 30% or so, maybe a little bit more, depending on what you're buying. Car prices doubled. Used car prices doubled. Home prices doubled, by the way. and by the way, in many markets around the country, it's beginning to come down. The homes are beginning to come down. So it's going to be affordable to buy a house again. Yeah.
We didn't have a worldwide global trade war. Instead of retaliation, People came here to do deals.
Yeah, the tariffs work. Get off the ledge, Wall Street Journal readers.
Transactions, okay? And the inflation rate, groceries under Trump have been 1.5% so far.
Yeah.
Groceries under Biden were 20.
I went to Walmart last night and bought groceries. It was fun.
3%. This whole affordability stuff is an absolute scam. It's a lefty media scam.
I know.
It's Biden who created the affordability problem, not Mr. Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a CNN's Harry Intuit, who sounds like an old-timey baseball announcer talking about Donald Trump and foreign policy, because he's kicking butt on that, too.
You know, this is one of the areas in which Donald Trump is performing significantly better than he was in term one. One of his best issues relative to term one.
Because he's projecting strength around the world.
What are we talking about? Approve of Trump on foreign policy at this point in term one. Look, Donald Trump was just at a 35%.
Peace in the Middle East. He did it, for crying out loud.
Approval rating. Up like a rocket. 21st century foreign policy approval rating at this point in term two. George W. Bush was down at 36%. Barack Obama was at 37%. Look at this. Donald Trump actually leads the pack at 43%. Donald Trump has a higher foreign policy approval rating at this point in a second term than any other president who served their entire second term in the 20.
Well, I thought he was fascist and a Nazi. He's the worst fascist Nazi ever. My God in heaven. And then, of course, the trade deficit. Check this out. Normally, we bring a lot of stuff in here, and we don't trade a lot. We have a massive trade deficit, but guess what? Not so much.
Trade balance for August, as Andrew pointed out, very many weeks late, comes in at minus 59.6 billion.
Wait, you were exporting more than we're importing?
Which means that the balance is a deficit. It's very close to what we were expecting. But when you consider that minus 59 is kind of the new mark to pay attention to, that is the low line of the year. That is the smallest deficit of the year.
That is fantastic. By the way, George W. Is it H.W. is the second one? George W. Okay, yeah, the second incompetent one. He's in town. I guess Dick Cheney's funeral's going on up at National Cathedral, about 7 or 8 miles from here. I thought I smelled brimstone this morning and saw a crack in the ground, so I was wondering what was going on. Listen, we got Victor Davis Hanson at the bottom of the hour. I cannot wait. And, of course, new comedy from Jim Gossett and all sorts of news and that. So if I were you, I wouldn't go anywhere. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
I've got a crush on you, Mamdani. You're a communist, just like me. Private business, we oppose it. A takeover, we will propose it. Seize your house. Take your car. Zoran Mamdani is our new star. The world will pardon my mush, but I have got a crush, Mamdani, on you.
Free in libs' heads I'm living, the fits I am giving to Whoopi, Sunny, and Joy. Rent free, I'm occupying. Rosie is lying. She says I'm not in her head. Break free, they simply can't do it. When you get down to it, they have TDS real bad. watch it as it spreads, because inside their heads I live, breathe.
We're eating pickles from the dollar store, hot pockets from the Dollar General, chicken wings expired yesterday. We're eating pickles from the dollar store, hot pockets from the Dollar General, chicken wings expired yesterday.
.9 FM in Harford County.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
My message to all of the leaders and investors with us today, and they are the best in the world, is very simple. Under the Trump administration, America is back and America is open for business, and America is actually stronger than it's ever been before. Ever.
Yeah, I saw so much suffering when Joe Biden was the president. I lived in the middle of the country and saw people coming out of retirement to work at Walmart or grocery stores to pay the bills, and drove down through Arkansas and Louisiana and Mississippi, and drove up to near my home, and towns like Panama and Persia and Beebeetown and Crescent in Missouri Valley, and saw Main Street shut down. They didn't even bother putting the flags out anymore in Persia, because everything's out of business. Even the bars. You know things are bad in small towns when the bars go out of business. And greatness is coming back. And, these a-holes on the left who just want to tear down everything Donald Trump does, you don't realize. You've never been there. You didn't experience what flyover country experienced the last decade or so, a little bit more, as manufacturing left, and it's back, and Pride in America is back, and it is absolutely glorious. Absolutely glorious. This is what Tucker Carlson says about Epstein and why it's so infuriating. I think he's spot on.
What is it about Jeffrey Epstein that's so infuriating to people? So infuriating that it's actually causing seismic political problems, and I hope that they'll address it and it'll get better. I really do. But what is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's the frustration of normal people watching a certain class of people get away with everything every single time.
Yeah, and there was a good deal of that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, there was a good deal of that with the election of Donald Trump. We saw that the corruption of Joe Biden, he not only got $25 million minimum from the Chinese Communist Party through, how many ever LLCs for 9 members of his family. It was obviously he's corrupt. He had thousands of classified documents in his possession. We know that Hillary Clinton was getting money from the Russians and others for a faux, charity. We saw the corruption year after year after year, and then they weaponized the DOJ against Donald Trump. And we are tired of people in power getting away with murder. Getting away, with the Clintons, dozens of murders. But, we're tired of it. We're sick and bloody tired of it. And if you really believe that, nobody is above justice, then these SOBs ought to go to jail too, including old Joe Biden. Honestly. And with regard to these Epstein files, Donald Trump has said they're going to be released. The Democrats are just lost. They have no clue. They're completely lost. Jasmine Crockett said one of the dumbest things ever. She tried to tie the Republicans into Jeffrey Epstein, and maybe you've heard this, but she was asked about it on CNN. Here we are.
You talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Okay. Cue the tape.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
Yeah. One problem with that.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. Yeah. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex
trafficker. Yeah, believe it or not, there are other Jeffrey Epsteins out there.
Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to him prior.
All right, now wait for Jasmine Crockett's, wait for her response here, because it's going to make you dumber.
Campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so
I didn't say it was the Jeffrey Epstein.
People understand when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen. Because
you dumbass. If you're going to make an accusation, you better have your damned facts straight.
Because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is...
Oh, your team Googled. Well, I mean, honestly, screw journalism and screw fact-finding and investigation. If you Google it, that's the final word.
Specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not...
Well, you just did.
The same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, he did.
He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't...
Oh, my God. Was I right? You're getting dumber right now, aren't you? You're starting to forget stuff. There's little things that are disappearing. Maybe you're mixing up your children's names in your head right now. You're getting dumber.
Trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody.
Yes, you were.
I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that.
And you shot your stupid mouth off because you're so stupid.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you
you didn't know, but you shot your mouth off, assuming that it was.
Search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do. I texted them and I said, listen, we're going...
I think your team must be dumber than you. No, that's not possible.
And that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I mean, honestly, seriously, I've been on the planet about 6 decades. Holy hell. That is just so dumb. And here's Stacey Plaskett, as dumb, explaining away her texting Jeffrey Epstein during a congressional hearing last year.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number, they text you about issues, they speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning.
Yeah.
So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
Wow.
Sure. I explained to people, I've been a prosecutor for many years.
Oh.
And there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends, that you use to get information to get at the truth.
So she basically said, yeah, I text constituents all the time. And so, yeah, but this is Jeffrey freaking Epstein, not the doctor that Jasmine Crockett identified. Wow. The Democrat Party is, honestly, these people lead us. And what's worth, people just as stupid voted for them. Let's take a break and come back. The Victor Davis Hanson is next. Do not go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Quince.com. I've lost some weight. Been working out. I'm single again. I'm ready to look good. I've not taken the time to feel good about myself or shop for myself really for a long time, but I chose Quince. There's so many bad brands out there. Quince.com gives you the value and quality, not just cheap stuff that looks lousy, doesn't last. I got an amazing blazer from Quince that looks great with dress pants, khakis, or jeans, and I know it'll look timeless for years. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your orders and 365-day returns. Quince also has gifting covered beyond clothing, too. You can pick up anything for home, bath, kitchen, or travel. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last with Quince. Go to quince.com, that's QUINCE.com/Newsmax for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/Newsmax. Give and get timeless quality staples that last this season with Quince. That's quince.com/Newsmax.
I am sending troops to Memphis, Tennessee, 'cause it looks like Memphis could use some help from me. The mayor has done nothing to put criminals away. Memphis needs our help, and they need it there today. The city's run by Democrats who defunded police. They can't do their jobs or maintain the peace. I'm sending in the guard. Memphis needs it bad. Their mayor, Paul Young, that guy's really sad. Voted the most dangerous place in the USA. Wouldn't want to live there. Wouldn't want to stay. Sending in the guard. That call, it was mine. Democrats in Memphis, listen to them whine.
With talent on loan from God. And have my brain tied behind my back, to be fair.
You were the sunshine of our life, Rush. That's why we'll miss you oh so much.
You know, I'm the mayor of Realville here.
You cut down liberals like a knife, Rush.
El Rushball.
Forever you'll be number one.
I am Rush Limbaugh, household name.
America needed a hero
in all four corners of the world.
And then you came to our rescue.
The Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies.
Competition, you had zero. How could so much talent be inside of you?
And don't doubt it.
You were the sunshine of our life, Rush. That's why we listened every day.
That's it. It's not much more complicated than that.
You helped us get through all the strife, Rush. No one will ever take your place. Because Rush was the sunshine.
All audience expectations every day behind this, the Golden EIB microphone.
Pfizer, member FINRA Civic.
Here we go. As a Thursday edition of the Rob Carson Show, I have waited for this interview for a long time. Rarely am I as this happy to invite a guest on the show. Victor Davis Hanson, senior fellow at the Hoover Institute, the host of his YouTube series, Victor Davis Hanson in His Own Words, which I grab sound bites for nearly every day for this show. He's written 26 books, which may be more than I have read. Carnage and Culture, The Dying Citizen, among others. He is a philosopher. He is a farmer, ladies and gentlemen. And Victor Davis Hanson joins us on the NEWSMAX hotline. How are you today, sir?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
I come from a farming background myself, but I don't do almonds. We did corn and beans and raise cattle and pigs.
Yeah, well, that's probably smarter than almonds given the price these days.
Is the price of almonds down?
Yeah, it's down from $4.50 about 8 years ago to about $2, $2.20.
Wow, I had no idea. You may appreciate this. I grew up on a farm in Iowa, and my father was a World War II veteran. And I, even though I was raised in the 70s and 80s, we used Depression-era implements and belt-driven tractors. And it was dreadful, at the time. But I've learned to appreciate it since then.
Yeah, I've driven a lot of 9N and 8N Ford tractors.
Yeah, well, we had a Johnny Pop, John Deere A, and a 1938 Alice Chalmers. So I find and if you don't mind, and I know probably not a lot of hosts ask you about farming, but I've read a little bit about your appreciation for farming and the founding of the country and how our country changed the rules of land ownership and farming and revolutionized the world because of it. Unfortunately, the number of farmers has decreased dramatically, but I can appreciate your thoughts about it, and you've really changed my thoughts about the value of it and the why people love it so much.
Yeah, I think that's what separated us from Europe's peasantry. We had independent, autonomous, self-sufficient farmers, and that makes good citizens in a way that didn't exist in Europe at the time.
Absolutely. Well, there are a lot of things going on. I saw you last night talking to Rob Finnerty about the attempted assassinations of Donald Trump, and I put a good deal of thought into this. I don't believe the Secret Service or FBI are this incompetent. I believe they find people like Thomas Crooks. They recognize their mental illness. I believe there are people either in our government or affiliated with our government who groom these individuals, then give them an opportunity to put them in the most prone position to assassinate the president with plausible deniability. I believe in my heart that happened with Lee Harvey Oswald. He was on the radar just like Thomas Crooks. So I don't believe these were lone wolves. I think it's absurd to think otherwise. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I don't know about conspiracies, but I do know that when you have one party and retired generals, as happened in the Trump first term, call the president a fascist, a Mussolini, a liar who should be removed sooner the better, or you have in this administration Democratic elected officials basically telling soldiers to disobey any order that they deem illegal, and they can't cite one, past or present, that Trump has given that would so qualify, then you're creating a climate, and that's beyond, putting his picture on New Republic as Hitler with a mustache.
Yes.
But when you lower that bar, and that's coupled with these bureaucracies in the Obama and Biden administrations that feel that people like Trump are existential threats, and you shouldn't take as seriously what you find out through intelligence that might threaten him versus if they had threatened Biden or Obama. And I believe that the FBI under James Comey or McCabe or Robert Mueller or Christopher Wray did not take threats to stalwart conservatives, and especially in the later administration, Trump per se, as they did earlier. Then you lower the bar, and when you find out that there's crazy people out there that threaten the life, and most of these people had a long trail on social media, they don't take it as seriously, the administrative state, as they do with a liberal president. And that means it's much more likely that someone is going to kill somebody. And if you look at the recent assassins, whether it's Luigi Mangione or Miss Ryan Ruth or Mr. Thompson that shot Charlie Kirk or Crooks, there's a pattern there that they all had a record on social media, and they should have been identified, and the people who were in the federal apparatus to watch those things did not take it as seriously as they would had it been somebody other than Donald Trump or Charlie Kirk, etc.
Well, I've said that we have, there's a difference between a war of words and words of war. The Democrat Party has been using words of war for many years, calling us MAGA fascist enemies of democracy. Joe Biden, for no good reason, did an interview or a speech in front of Independence Hall where he bathed it in red and called half of the people the enemy of the people. And now we have their words on spent shell casings, Victor Davis Hanson. And don't you feel like that crosses a line with regard to speech and the First Amendment? And I believe these are words that were meant to do exactly that.
Yeah, I'm very worried about it because I think anybody on the conservative side that has even a modest profile has had a sharp increase in threats. And that can be a columnist, a podcaster, a TV personality, a radio host, in a way that wasn't true before because they've lowered the bar of what's acceptable. When you have elected officials that are issuing videos and they're doing kickboxing or using the F word or the SHI word, and they're telling the armed people in the military not to obey an order, or you have Mark Milley who says that he has diagnosed the president as unhinged, and when that happens and he gets an existential order, he's going to call up his communist counterpart first. Or when you have Lieutenant Colonel Nagel and others writing that the 101st Airborne is going to confront the Secret Service and remove Donald Trump forcibly, or you have a distinguished admiral who says that Trump should be removed the sooner the better, which happened in the first term, then it's getting really scary. And they have so lowered the bar that I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know if their model is Jefferson Davis, who fired on Fort Sumter, a federal fort. That's basically what Nancy Pelosi and Brandon Johnson have said. They wanted to use state forces to physically oppose the federal government's execution of federal laws in federal jurisdiction. And I don't know, it's George Wallace who said he was going to nullify federal law and stop the integration. That's basically what 600 jurisdictions say. We're not going to, we're in the state and we're superior. I don't know if they're globalists like Mamdani, who said that he's going to obey international law and nullify the Constitution and arrest Benjamin Netanyahu against federal law. But they're getting in territory that's insurrectionary is what I'm saying.
Exactly, and I saw your commentary about that. I saw your commentary a couple weeks ago, and what the next step is Fort Sumter. And I believe this is what they want. Victor Davis Hanson, would you mind, can you hold through the break and continue the conversation? Glorious. More with Victor Davis Hanson on the Rob Carson Show coming up. Don't go anywhere.
broadcasters of WCBM.
Here we go.
It's become surreal. We had this Democratic official, Sadie Perkins, and she posted that she was almost happy that we lost over 100 people, the majority of them children, in this flash flood in Texas. She said they were all white and therefore they were discriminatory. I've never seen anything like it. It's very, very, very disturbing. We've had now 2 organized assassination attempts of ICE agents who are just following the law. Why is it happening? We've said in the past that part of it is that the Democratic agenda nobody wanted. As a result of that, they lost the Congress, they lost the White House, they lost, of course, the Supreme Court. So they don't have any power, so they're frustrated. In the first administration, Donald Trump addressed symptoms of the Progressive Project. This time, he's dealing with the symptoms, and the left is saying, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is starting to address our left-wing monopoly. If he were to be successful, we would collapse, dissipate, disintegrate.
Yeah, those are thoughts of Victor Davis Hanson. I keep an archive of you, Victor Davis Hanson. Welcome back. I follow you and your thoughts, and I believe the Democrat Party is involved in what I would consider to be a de facto civil war with America. They have soldiers for hire in Antifa and others. There is a body count the summer of 2020. There are billions of dollars worth of damage. They take their marching orders every however many months, whether it's Elon Musk is a Nazi or whatever. And so that's what I think that these Democrats were fomenting yesterday with this very foolish video on social media saying to CIA agents and military officials to disobey orders. What do you think?
Yeah, and especially scary and ironic because we do know that people like James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence, or John Brennan, the CIA Director, or James Comey, they lied under oath. Brennan even admitted that he did. So did Clapper. Comey said he had amnesia 245 times. Yeah. And we know that people in the federal government, talk about the CIA, 51 supposedly retired agents, but we found out a lot of them were still actively employed as contractors. 3 days before the second debate of Trump and Biden, they came out and lied to the American people that the genuine laptop in FBI jurisdiction for over a year, which had been authenticated, was a product of Russian information operations.
Yes.
So what they were basically saying is, we don't really care if the FBI and the CIA lie to the American people. They lie under oath. As long as they're agents of the progressive agenda, that's fine. But we want to warn, now that we've lost power, you same people have a right to resist any order that you deem insurrectionary or unlawful. And I don't know whether they're channeling George Wallace, as I said, or Jefferson Davis, or maybe Burt Lancaster in the movie 7 Days in May. I don't know what they think.
Listen, J.B. Pritzker is George Wallace. He is. I'm not kidding. It's the exact same modus operandi.
Yeah. So is Nancy Pelosi. She said that state officials should arrest federal agents if they thought, in their opinion, that they were not following federal law. That's not their jurisdiction.
But think about this. After the Civil War, there were governors, there were mayors who wanted to keep slaves in the dark in the America's inner cities. They have done their level best to keep black people uneducated, aggrieved, impoverished, and dependent. And it's the same thing. That's their biggest fear. They're afraid that wall is going to come down and the light is going to shine through. And this is one of the many reasons they're so desperate, like J.B. Pritzker and the mayor of Chicago.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I mean, Donald Trump got 26% of the black male vote. He got 49% of the Hispanic, but he got 55% of Hispanic males. And that's why you have people very angry, like Barack Obama, always lecturing black, very intelligent young black people. You don't know what's in your interest. Let me tell you, you should vote for Kamala Harris. And you're jealous that she's a woman. They're always trying to psychoanalyze anybody who who strays away from this racial obsession. And, I think they're really scared. They're really scared.
Well, the left threw everything at us. They threw the tenets of Mao, the tenets of the Third Reich, the tenets of Joseph Stalin with disinformatia. They threw everything. The class of 1968 wanted that, their dream of the United States. Barack Obama said he wanted to fundamentally change America, which means he wanted to change it at its founding. They threw everything at it. The only person who could have survived it, Victor Davis Hanson, is Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, he was if I could be kind of over dramatic, he was a Nietzschean figure. They didn't realize that anything that didn't kill him made him stronger.
I know.
And every time they tried to raid his house or take him off the ballot or send 6 Fannie Willis or Alvin Bragg or Jack Smith on him, it only made him more popular. The mugshot made him more popular. Everything. I mean, when Joe Biden called him his supporters garbage, all of a sudden the garbage truck stunk. That they didn't understand that he was sort of so resilient.
Well, I think the thing is, I think that there's a God, there's a spiritual element to this, and I believe that Donald Trump, by having that election in 2020 rigged, I'm not afraid to say it, I believe that this exposed all of this rot, and I believe that to survive another 250 years, we needed a baptism by fire. And we're in the throes of that right now, but ultimately I think we're going to end up being a better country. In closing, your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's too bad we suffered 4 years of Biden, but in a weird way, it allowed Donald Trump in the wilderness to expose what the left was and to have a very different second term than he did first. And I don't think that would have been possible had he just gone right into a second term. I wish he had of, but the fact that he didn't, in the long scheme of things, cosmically, was probably a good thing.
Exactly right. Victor Davis Hanson, it's been a joy having you on. By the way, Tony Kennett says hello.
Good.
Hanging out with him in Washington, D.C. I just moved to Washington, D.C. from Kansas City about 5 months ago. If you're ever in town, I have a studio in Old Town Alexandria. I would love to talk to you at length about all of these things. I really enjoy your work, sir, and I really appreciate you taking the time for me today.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck with the almond prices, all right?
Yeah, they're coming up.
All right. God bless. Take care, my friend, and happy Thanksgiving. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Wow. Sorry, I'm going to try not to be such a fanboy here, but I can't help it. He's just a remarkable human being. Just a remarkable, fascinating human being. Who's watching here, guys? I apologize. I get a little distracted. I'm like a fanboy here. Carrie R. Corley, hello. How are you? VDH for recommendations on history authors. I am sorry I couldn't get to that, bro. I had a million things I wanted to ask, and I didn't want to step on his toes. Read his books. Read his books, man. They're fantastic. Let's see here. Shuttered is on the air. Hello, Shuttered. I don't know what you are, but welcome to the show. T. Willis, always good to see you over on the Rumbly-Roo. Lots of people very active on YouTube talking today, including my friend Triple I Cubed. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know what they want to call me, but Triple I Cubed is which is kind of what a Triple I is. You don't really need to put the cubed. Just put I in a 3. Just put I in a 3. There you go. Then you got I cubed, right? Lots of people watching on the Twitter. Lots of people watching on the Facebook. Thank you so much. Cammack joins us very shortly on the show, and then a lot of other stuff to get to. So, a very enjoyable show. Very enjoyable show. As Dick Cheney has his funeral. Yeah, who cares? Honestly, woof. You'll be dining with Joseph Stalin today, two-top with Hitler, Vice President Cheney. So enjoy. You have a table. Would you like some water? No, we don't have water here in hell. No water here in hell. No water with your meal, and the food's terrible. So there you go. That's really cruel. I don't care. He wanted to see Donald Trump go to jail. Here we go.
At 320.
Okay. This is not an EV. And it never will be. Unless I move into a cool neighborhood, like a little neighborhood, where I have one of those golf carts. You know, they get the golf carts. In a lot of neighborhoods have these golf carts. You can go to your neighbor's house with a golf cart. I'm going to get one that looks like a Hummer or something cool like that. It's going to be tricked out. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to have it. That'll be my electric vehicle. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Victor Davis Hanson. I'm such a fan. I hope that I'm able to have him in the studio eventually, because there's much that I would like to bring up with him. So if you want to listen to the podcast of the interview, which I thought was pretty fascinating, go to your usual podcast platform and look up Rob Carson Show and subscribe and share it with others, will ya? I wish you would. So it's that time of year. Birch Gold gives away free gold with every qualifying purchase right now through Black Friday. When you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold, Birch Gold will send you free gold to your home for every $20,000 purchase. You know as well as I that if you have an IRA or 401k, $20,000 is not a lot. If you're going to not work and you're going to try to rely on Social Security, are you high? You better have some money. You better have some money put away. Sock it away. If your IRA or 401k are underperforming, gold has been overperforming for years. $2,600 started last January. It's over $4,000 right now. A meteoric rise. And right now, you just text my name, Rob, to 989898. Rob to 989898. You can get some free information on gold. They're not going to push you or anything, but I'm telling you, you want to get on this gold train and then watch your savings grow. I wish you would. Text Rob to 989898, a company that I trust you know as well as I do. It's Birch Gold. We've got Kat Cammack coming up later in the show. Kat Cammack joins us. She's awesome. You know, I haven't seen as much of her lately. I want to see more Kat Cammack. You know, it's like cowbell. I need some more cowbell. I need some more Kat Cammack. By the way, more than half of U.S. homes lost value in the last year. Zillow data shows the highest share of depreciating property since the tail of the Great Recession. They were artificially inflated because of Joe Biden. Artificially inflated. They doubled in price with Joe Biden, and interest rates tripled. Donald Trump is now calling for the firing of the Fed chairman. That ain't going to happen, but he's going to be gone next year. And next year, that's when I'm selling my house. And next year, I assume after May, when he leaves, interest rates are going to. It's going to become a whole lot more affordable. That's going to mean a lot to a generation of Gen Zers who've kind of given up the possibility of home ownership, because first-time home buying age right now is 40. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but it's getting corrected and all of that. All right, let's take a break and come back. Much more coming up in hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere.
now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show, hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show. Can it get better? Can it get better? It's going to be hard because we had Victor Davis Hanson on last hour, and a fascinating interview, talking about a lot of things. And if you want to check out the podcast, go to your usual podcast platforms. It's basically, we take the show every day and take it into divide it into 3 hours, take the commercials out, and post it every single day. We are flooding the zone with content, all right? And it's on all your usual podcast platforms, including Spotify. Just subscribe if you would, and share it with others, because it's reaching a lot of people. The show is reaching a lot of people, and it's unique. It is uniquely entertaining. I'll just put it that way. It is uniquely entertaining. Kat Cammack joins us at the bottom of the hour. I know. I have not seen enough Kat Cammack these days. She's fantastic. Fantastic. So these lawmakers who put together this message to the troops in the CIA to commit insurrection. Here it is. Let's hear it again.
Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Yeah, former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Great.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
Actually, they're really loving things under Donald Trump as the president and Pete Hegseth as the Secretary of War. They really like it. That's why you see there are so many people signing up for the military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
No, that's not true. Not true at all. That's a giant lie.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
No. The threats to the Constitution happened when Joe Biden was the president of the United States, and they weaponized the DOJ and the deep state against Donald Trump and half of the American people.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
We have your back. Your back, honestly, it doesn't mean D word for Richard. You say that you should sacrifice your career by disobeying orders. You gave no specificity about those orders. You just, and this is what this is. This is a ham-handed and stupid attempt at insurrection. This is really, they identified themselves first and foremost. They identified themselves openly as conspirators. That's what they did. That's how stupid they are. What they did is, and they're hoping, they're fishing, they're hoping, this No Kings protest, all of this nonsense is hoping against hope that the American people somehow will rise up against Donald Trump and take him out of office. They wanted to have him evacuate by a helicopter during the No Kings protest. Didn't work, did it? You know why? Because it's fake. It's fraudulent. You know what? And it reminded me of, because I said yesterday on the show, I think it's the only person on the show who said, nobody is going to follow these idiots. Nobody is going to go, oh yeah, I want to listen to Stacy, I don't even know who the hell is in there. Elizabeth Slotkin. I'm going to follow her into battle. It reminded me of this scene from Animal House.
Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me?
Come on.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, nobody followed them. No, nobody followed them. That's what they did yesterday. They exposed their flank so we can kick their butts. That's what I like to say. I really do. I like to say that a lot because, it makes a lot of sense. Who do I want to play here? And then this Elisa Slotkin the other day, she literally told veterans you should get in the fight. I mean, honestly, she's espousing that veterans take up arms. That's what she's trying to say when she was speaking to a group of people the other day.
Democrats, if we are going to deal with the onslaught from the White House, need to A, have a plan, and B, get a little more alpha energy into our leadership.
What do you know about that?
A little more alpha energy, and our veterans understand what this is.
You don't know anything about alpha energy, for God's sake. Here's Stephen Miller. I think it's Miller time. Miller time, talking about this insurrection.
It is insurrection, plainly, directly, without question. And when you have one of the lawmakers on that video being unable to state in, as you say, lengthy cross-examination, a single so-called illegal order, it just proves the point. It's a general call for rebellion from the CIA and the armed services of the United States.
It is generally conspiracies exist in the background. They brought it into the open.
By Democrat lawmakers saying that you have not only the right but the duty and the obligation to defy orders of the commander-in-chief, that those who carry weapons in America's name should defy their chain of command and engage in open acts of insurrection, that the CIA, the clandestine service, which isn't even legally authorized to operate in the United States, should engage in, again, acts of rebellion and insurrection.
What is next? Fort Sumter is next. Victor Davis Hanson mentioned that. I shared it on the air a couple weeks ago. Fort Sumter is next. That's what the Democrats are pointing at. And guess what? The last time Democrats pulled this crap, it didn't end well for Democrats.
These lawmakers should honestly resign in disgrace and never return to public office again for even daring to think, let alone to say these words and to say them proudly. But it shows what a dangerous moment we're in. Can
you imagine if 6 Republicans did this when Joe Biden, pudding for brains, Mr. Poopy Pants, was the president? What the hell would have happened? The world would have been upside down. Republicans calling for a civil war.
The Democratic Party nursed the flames of violence and insurrection against the federal government for the last 10 months. When you see this continuous campaign of violence against ICE officers and Border Patrol agents, when you see Democrats saying
these are all related to a de facto civil war with plausible deniability.
Sanctuary politicians and Democrat sanctuary governors side with the rioters, side with the assaulters over federal law enforcement, and that spills even into juries and grand juries when you see Democrat jurors engage in nullification to let off violent attackers who are engaging in physical violence.
That's a war against us.
Physical assault against federal officers. This is a dangerous moment. You have a political party, an organization, the Democrat Party, and their message is that any action, no matter how unlawful, no matter how dangerous, no matter how much it threatens constitutional order, is justified if it keeps Democrat policies in effect at any cost.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't recognize the enormity of what could happen to them because they're dealing with the most patriotic, well-armed intellectually and physically people in the history of the world, and they're not joining your side. This is one of these idiots, Jason Crow, being grilled by Martha McCullum. Listen to him whip out his cred as a military member. Most of the time, veterans, they don't make a big deal out of it. They don't make a big deal. They might wear a hat that say what boat they were on or, what campaign they were on, and we always get the service. But they don't do this. He's whipping out his badge only when he needs to because he needs to CYA because he knows he stepped in it big time.
That he wants to prevent war, that he wants to extract us from situations where we've said from the beginning that we won't have any boots on the ground
bombing
in Ukraine.
Iran,
So I think
bombing
it's a little
the Houthis, bombing boats in the Caribbean. This president...
Barack Obama bombed more targets than any president in history without approval from Congress.
We aided a mission by Israel in Iran. Did you have a problem with taking out Iranian nuclear facilities?
We've seen more conflict and more use in the military in the first 11 months of this.
No, you're absolutely full of crap. You've seen more peace. You've seen fewer boots on the ground.
Administration than we have in any administration. What needs to happen is they need to come to Congress, and we need to debate this. And for him to say there's no new war.
He's trying to cover his butt because he knows he's in deep.
That's exactly the problem, because only Congress can declare a war. Only Congress, according to our Constitution, has the authority to send our men and women into Congress.
He's going to whip out his service.
In fact, we know how it works.
When's he going to do it?
Apparently you don't, because you're saying
that's not
that
true.
no war exists, so it's not a problem. The United States Congress is the one that has to make that decision.
Specifically what your issue is. And so for prominent members of the United States Congress to tell young men and women of the military that they should not abide by illegal orders, and to leave it so vague, and to talk about comments that have been made in the past and what they might lead to, I think could potentially be very confusing for young men and women who have committed to service, which you honorably did, and I commend you for the sacrifice that you made. Let me just show you this. This is Senator Eric Schmidt.
I'm going to respond to that.
Go ahead.
Military service is tough.
Here we go.
It's really tough.
I don't doubt it.
We send our men and women into very difficult, very sometimes untenable situations.
What does that have to do with anything?
I know that. I've been in those situations.
Really?
That's why moral clarity. That's why reminding people about what their obligations are. That's why abiding by the law and providing guidance and training them in advance is important. You can never wait until there's a problem to train people and prepare them for that.
Well, now he knows he's in deep doo-doo. They really, See, when you play with fire, there's a possibility you can light a fuse. And you're getting real close to lighting a fuse. I've got more with this idiot. Also some thoughts from Todd Blanche. He's the Deputy AG of the United States with his comments. That is coming up, and this is the Rob Carson Show.
%, that's what Kimmel's lost since they put him back on the air. The morons at ABC were too blind to see that about Kimmel no one cares. 85% in a key down low. That is what Kimmel lost. Why do they keep him around? To keep losing ground. Still air him no matter what the cost. Sinclair must feel real stupid now. Next star still with regret. 71% wonder where they went. On Kimmel's failure you can bet.
Disney stock was $197 a share in March of 2021. Now it's $122 a share.
Disney must be in panic mode. They'd pull this show if they could. Why did they bring him back? This a funny hack. Suspension should have been for good.
Oh, I love that.
Poor little Democrats. Are you guys okay today? I came in to check on you. Every time Trump does something good, you guys spaz out. Would you guys shut up and let him work?
I hope you found it alarming, and so did I, and so did hopefully every American. You had members of Congress, members of the Senate, encouraging members of our military and members of our intelligence community to go and defy orders. And by the way, there is nothing illegal about what we are doing. There is nothing illegal about what President Trump is doing every single day. To the contrary, he's doing exactly what he said he would do when he won a year ago. And this is abhorrent conduct. I felt like I was watching a propaganda video by one of our enemies trying to recruit the military to become spies. When you see what these men and women were saying about this administration, about this president, and you ask whether what they did is a crime, I mean, you tell me what it is. You tell me what it is. I mean,
it is fomenting a civil war is what it is. That's Todd Blanche. He's Deputy AG for the United States of America. These 6 Congress people who suggested that the military and CIA disobey orders, they really stepped in it. They exposed their flanks so we can kick their butts. And now they're scrambling because they know they're in deep doo-doo. Donald Trump is calling for them today on Truth, seditious behavior punishable by death. Yeah. It is this is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. It is in a continued acceleration of the nonsense that we've been through the last decade. All of the violence, and then the Democrats act like the violence is not only coming from the left, it's coming from the right too. No, bullcrap. Bullcrap. You have been doing this for a decade. You have left bodies in the wake. You have left billions of dollars in damage in the wake. The last 10 months, you behaved like animals. You burned Tesla dealerships and said that Elon Musk was a Nazi. For God's sake. You are attacking ICE agents for kicking illegals the hell out of the country because they shouldn't be here. And you would have the same thing happen to you if you went to Mexico or any other country and you moved in and you demanded I get hotel and you demanded that you get SNAP benefits and you demanded you get whatever their equivalent of a Social Security card is. They'd say, GTFO. Deal with it. Deal with it, because we're not changing. It's not going to change. And honestly, if you want to light this fuse, you don't want to see the explosion that's going to happen. Here's some more of this Crow guy in Congress. Russell Crowe? Is it Jim Crow? Not sure. Anyway, talking to Martha McCollum, and here he is whipping out his military service to kind of shield himself.
You're not talking about actual policy. You're not talking about things that are members of our service members who we revere and respect are actually being asked to do. So when you see this video on all over the place, when you see this video on social media, I think a lot of people scratch their heads and they say, what exactly are they talking about? Are they talking about...
What do you want to do?
Not allowing...
You want to fight? Let's fight.
Gunboats to make it to the United States carrying drugs? Is that what you're talking about?
Martha, here's a novel idea. How about we actually prevent things from happening before they become a problem?
Oh, we are actually. Donald Trump is is a peacemaker.
I think that's what they're trying to do.
What you're saying is we have to wait until there's a problem to respond to that problem.
No, I'm not.
Right? As a military officer, what I think is...
Here we go. He's whipping out his military
important is we train people. We give them information. We prepare people for challenges coming down the pike. That is what I did as a commander in the military. That's what I'm doing now. As we are standing by our troops, we are reminding them of their obligation.
From the commander-in-chief
He's flashing his bag, he's filibustering, and he's trying to cover his butt.
Asking our military to carry out, are you objecting to? This is very, very vague. And it was so vague in this video, I don't think people could figure out what you guys were all talking about, honestly.
Martha, Donald Trump has made a series of very disturbing comments and suggestions that would violate U.S. law.
Well, what about Joe Biden and 10,000 troops being kicked out of the military for not taking a stupid vaccine that didn't work? Yeah. Honestly, he's trying to cover his butt. He knows that he is in deep doo-doo. And they need to be punished. They need to be punished somehow. I'm maybe not down with killing them, executing them and all that, but certainly you're done with Congress. Here's more from Todd Blanchett, the Deputy AG of the country.
Well, the investigation would absolutely be under what their intent was in saying this. And the question, we've all watched this.
Their intent is removal of Donald Trump from office by force because they've tried every other way for the last decade to get rid of him. They have. They even tried to kill him twice. And I said they for a reason.
A lot today. And the question you have to ask yourself is, what is their intent? What is the reason that they all went on a video and encouraged young men and women to defy court orders without even
Occam's razor? The most obvious answer is the answer.
Giving a hint of what's illegal, without even giving any suggestion of what law or what order they're being asked to violate. You cannot do that in this country, especially if you're a leader. And so what does the investigation look like? I think they should be held to account. I think that those congressmen should be required to answer questions and to answer questions about why they did what they did, and the American people deserve that, and so does President Trump.
Yeah, their seditious behavior was performed in the sunlight.
This is a disgusting and inappropriate display of supposed leadership from the Democrat Party.
No, it's not.
These men and women should not have described themselves as former members of the military or former members of the intelligence community. They should have described themselves as Democrats who lost and Democrats who don't like.
And they can't stand it, and they will divide the country. They will do anything it takes. They will burn anything. They will wreck anything. They will do anything it takes. Here's Eli Crane, the congressman, talking about the reaction to that jackweed, Jason Crow.
Well, he's getting it wrong because, like I said, they can't even mention. He came on Fox News earlier today, and when asked by Martha McCallum, what are you talking about? What unlawful orders? He couldn't say it. Anything that the president has ordered our troops to do that was unlawful. He said it was preemptive. Really, Representative Crow, if it's preemptive, why didn't you guys make this video during the last administration? And it reminds me so much of what we just witnessed with Epstein. They didn't care about Epstein at all when they had control of Washington, D.C. But now that President Trump is in office, they're banging that Epstein drum.
You know, they did the coup of Donald Trump in his first term. They did Russia collusion hoax and all of that in the impeachment. That was an attempted coup. And then, of course, they did all their shenanigans when he decided to run again, including trying to kill him, take him off the ballot, use the DOJ, weaponize the DOJ against him, raid Mar-a-Lago and whatnot. This is the most ham-handed attempt at sedition I think I have ever seen, hoping that the military would listen to the words of 6 morons and say, okay, let's all get together and overthrow and disobey Donald Trump. That's what they're trying to do. It's really some of the most childish and stupid thing you could possibly imagine. It's unintelligent. It is unreasonable, and they're in a lot of doo-doo. They're in a lot of doo-doo, and they should be. Cammack in Congress from Florida joins us next. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Quince.com. I've lost some weight, been working out, I'm single again. I'm ready to look good. I've not taken the time to feel good about myself or shop for myself really for a long time, but I chose Quince. There's so many bad brands out there. Quince.com gives you the value and quality, not just cheap stuff that looks lousy, doesn't last. I got an amazing blazer from Quince that looks great with dress pants, khakis, or jeans, and I know it'll look timeless for years. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your orders and 365-day returns. Quince also has gifting covered beyond clothing, too. You can pick up anything for home, bath, kitchen, or travel. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last with Quince. Go to quince.com, that's QUINCE.com/Newsmax for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/Newsmax. Give and get timeless quality staples that last this season with Quince. That's quince.com/Newsmax.
Letitia James is gonna be in trouble. The FBI is looking at her loan. They just launched a new investigation. The name Letitia gave was not her own. I hope they nail her, jail her, send her to the slammer. She should be fired, retired for all all the laws she broke. Letitia James is through, you know it's true. I'll be excited when she's indicted. Letitia's gonna get handcuffed and I think I like it. I'll be delighted when she's indicted. I know that she's guilty. Letitia's going down. She'll be run out of town. I made the Democrats look incredibly dumb. Inflation is down, the economy's starting to hum. Still, it's a real good bet, the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come since we bombed Iran. Taking out all their nukes, that was part of the plan. The border's secure once again. Illegals aren't getting in. Doge has saved us billions. This is what it's like to win. Best is yet to come and it's gonna be fine. Best is yet to come. Hear the Democrats whine. Listen to them whine. The last laugh is mine.
Gary Clark Jr., thank you very much. Love me some Gary Clark Jr. Crank that up right here. Kind of that blues, little Stevie Ray Vaughan, little Robert Johnson. I don't know, he's amazing. Amazing. We're expecting a call from Kat Cammack. I know she's busy. I haven't seen much of Kat Cammack lately, and I gotta have it. I gotta have some Kat Cammack now. So we're waiting on her. This is pretty big. Supreme Court just gave Donald Trump sweeping authority, wartime authority under the 1798 Aliens Enemy Act. That means Trinidad, now officially labeled an invasion force, can be rounded up and deported to El Salvador. And senators won't be able to go down there. Oh, what's his name? No, it's not Chris Murphy. Chris Van Hollen. He can go down there and have a margarita with them, but they're not coming back. Here's Caroline Levitt.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America. We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning. He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists, Tren de Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow.
Get to work tomorrow, right there, baby. And they're going to Carolina, by the way. Carolina is where they are right now, and they've arrested a whole bunch of people there. 130 arrests, including Tren de Aragua gang members. 130 arrests, 44 criminal illegal aliens whose criminal records include aggravated assault, assault with a dangerous weapon, assault on a police officer, battery, driving under the influence, hit and runs, and the Democrats don't like this because they're evil and on the wrong side of history. Here's Jim Gossett on the Rob Carson Show.
Nothing would be finer than ice in Carolina, busting illegals.
I know, it's so fun.
Charlotte's Web is work, made Democrats berserk, they love illegals.
It's not just a book anymore.
Hundreds days arrested. Democrats are mad. Lefties have protested. These losers, they are so sad.
You loser.
Take it from a trumper. If you're a border jumper, should be frightened.
Hasta la vista.
It's so good to see Charlotte security. It has been tightened. The city is much safer cause ICE is around. Solution has finally been found. Nothing would be finer than ice in Carolina. They should stay there.
That's pretty cool.
I should stay in Carolina.
Yeah, it's not going to stop anytime soon, by the way. Two people actually were charged with trying to kill agents in their cars in North Carolina because, the left has whipped people into a lather. There was one driver that was stopped and moved the vehicle toward the exit of the parking lot after trying to run over Border Patrol agents. His agents went to confront the driver. The car rammed a law enforcement vehicle, fled the scene. And by the way, the person involved was a transgender perpetrator. That's kind of weird. I am told the one and only Kat Cammack joins us on the NEWSMAX hotline. Kat Cammack, welcome to the show.
It's good to be with you, my friend. How are you doing?
Girl, I have not seen enough of you lately. Where you been?
I had a baby.
Oh, geez. All right, whatever. Oh, you're going to use the I had a baby excuse. Whatever.
Listen, I had baby Augie with me in committee today. Girl was literally asleep on mom while I went through a whole line of questioning, and she was with me on the House floor and even pressed the button when we decided we were going to release the Epstein files.
Wow, your daughter was the deciding daughter, right? Daughter?
Yep, little girl.
Now, is this your first, by the way?
It's my first.
Congratulations. Isn't it cool?
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Everyone should have babies and oodles of them.
Oh, girl, it is the best thing in the world. I love being a dad so much. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Well, welcome to the show, and congratulations. We got a lot of stuff to get to. I want to talk about the 6 members of Congress who basically called for an insurrection. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Normally, when you're trying to do an insurrection, you keep it undercover. They thought it would be a good idea to make it public. I mean, who the hell does that, Kat? You go on and you expect the military is just going to listen to you idiots and say, okay, I'm going to defy my orders. Derp, derp, derp. Are you out of your nut?
I don't even know where to start with these people. They have such a high opinion of themselves. And to put out that garbage video, it truly just makes you want to say, and as a Southerner I can say it, wow, bless their hearts.
Yes.
My goodness. And of course, they're the first to say, as former service members, as veterans, as, they want to throw that out there.
I know.
And it really, it is such a discredit to the incredible men and women who are actively serving and who have served.
Yeah.
That video, just absolutely outrageous. And then the defense of it in the aftermath. I watched Representative Crow try to defend himself, and it just, the pretzel logic that they employ really is just that.
It was almost as dumb as Jasmine Crockett saying that that Republicans gave money to Jeffrey Epstein, and then finding out there was a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, and then she goes, well, I didn't say the Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
The truth does not matter. Facts do not matter. They're optional, right? It is so sad. And honestly, it makes me so sad for people who have registered as Democrats, thinking that this is their representation. These are people who speak on their behalf, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would be so embarrassed if that was my member.
The problem is idiots voted for them, so they put idiots in Congress. And then the trifecta of stupid today was Stacey Plaskett saying of texting Jeffrey Epstein, oh yeah, I text all of my constituents whenever I'm like, yeah, but you don't text Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, that was almost as dumb.
Listen, Stacey Plaskett and I, we butted heads and clashed years ago when she decided she was going to go after RFK on a guilty by association charge in our weaponization hearing. And I about lost my mind, and I said, you know what? I find it so rich that the ranking member of the weaponization committee is sitting here lecturing people about guilty by association, and she is the tax fixer for Jeffrey frickin' Epstein.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? And not only that, she took $30,000 from him. She has literally helped him evade different tax bills. And then on top of that, she helped him with tax abatements, basically a 90% tax cut for his businesses on the island.
But she does that for all of her constituents. She does that to all of her constituents.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'll sell you some oceanfront property in Arizona.
Oh, my God. Well, Kat, can you hold on through the break? I would love to continue the conversation. I got a few other topics I'd like if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
All right. Be a perfect time if you want to do a diaper change, okay, right now. All right. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't...
Oh, my God, I got to cut it off. The more you listen to her, the more IQ points you lose, and I don't want to... we regrow them, Cammack. We regrow them after we listen to people like by her, Jasmine Crockett. But unfortunately, Democrats don't, so I want to be real careful. You might lower their IQ so much that their breathing stops. Can you imagine?
You know what we call...
What?
You know about blue dog Democrats, though, right?
I know what a blue dog Democrat is. I don't know what she is.
Well, well, she's not a blue dog Democrat, but I know that used to be a thing in the South. They're slowly becoming extinct, but we used to say that they were blue dog Democrats because when you lose oxygen, your gums start turning blue.
She's one of those breeds like the Afghan. They're just stupid. She's definitely not an Aussie Shepherd. Not an Aussie Shepherd there.
Honestly, this is ridiculous. Just listening to her spout off just absolutely asinine comments.
I know.
I would love to go through her campaign donors and be like, oh, you have a Larry Summers here.
Yes.
Oh, Larry Summers is a donor? Oh, let's go down that path. I mean, my God.
Look, you got a Michael Jackson over here. My God, what the hell? Unbelievable. Hey, I want to... Kat Cammack, by the way, joining us, Republican from Florida. New mom. What's your baby's name, by the way?
Augusta Dare, but we call her Augie.
Oh, you're going to have about a half a dozen nicknames for her. I had songs for everything for my kids, and here's one you can steal. When you change it, when you change a diaper, poop, there it is. Poop, there it is. It's a good one. It's a keeper.
That's pretty dang funny.
It's a good one. Let me ask you this, because I just moved to the D.C. area and hope to have you over here. We'll figure out some sort of daycare. So we got a big studio, but I live in Old Town Alexandria. Got a studio over here now, and I moved here right before Donald Trump decided to bring in the National Guard and clean up D.C. Obviously, I was a little overwhelmed. I knew they wanted to welcome me. I had no idea that they would do this. But it has been good for other people too, Kat. How's D.C. changed? How has it changed? Come on, you've seen it. You were here before and after. Yeah. It's got to be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, one, I want to thank you for not moving to Maryland, because Maryland drivers are the absolute worst.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So don't even get me started on that front. But yes, we're glad to have you in the Capital Region, and I look forward to actually doing this in person.
Yes.
But let me tell you how the National Guard has changed Capitol Hill. Before, you couldn't walk down the street without either witnessing a carjacking, stepping on a needle, having someone smoking a joint, blow it in your face.
I know.
Potentially getting mugged. It was something out of Gotham, right? It was a Batman type movie setup. Yep. I myself, 2 weeks before the National Guard rolled in, I witnessed a carjacking at 11 a.m.
Wow.
Just middle of the day, Navy Yard carjacking. And then after I gave birth, 2 weeks, 2 weeks old, Augie, myself, my husband, Matt, were all on the train because I couldn't fly with her at 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm training our way up to D.C. from Florida, and it was night and day difference.
Yeah.
Union Station was clean.
It's spotless.
It was calm.
It's spotless.
It was beautiful.
Oh.
There was no criminals, no homelessness, no nothing. I'm like, holy moly, this is amazing.
Oh.
You can walk down the street. You feel like you actually are going to be okay walking a few blocks in Washington, and I credit President Trump with that, hands down.
Is there anything you could do about those idiots in that tent outside of Union Station with the sign that says F Trump? What the hell do they have any business doing there? Because honestly, it is ridiculous. Why are they allowed to be there? That's the worst thing in the world. You got a clean station. You got rid of all the homeless bull crap. Adams Morgan is clean again. All of these areas are clean again. And you got these jackweeds in that stupid tent. And I confronted them. I said, "Oh, you guys are a bunch of morons." When I was there, but you got to do something with those people. They should not be able to either.
Gosh, you're such a wallflower. I don't know what we're going to do to get you out of your shell.
This is why I like you so much.
Oh my gosh. No, it's crazy because I have been over on that side of town, Senate side, for those that are listening, that's the Senate side, been on that side, and you just have to shake your head. I've seen workers out there cleaning the monument. They kind of post up around this monument. They're cleaning. There's taxpayer dollars continually being funneled to clean up their mess. And it's always the people who, claim to want to save the planet. They're destroying their own little tent cities, and they're just messy, and it's gross, and it's awful. That's just, again, I think people are sick and tired of it, and that is why the American people continue to shift to the right. They are sick of the bull crap. They are sick of the nonsense. They are sick of being yelled at by everyone who claims to have a cause, but it's just whatever cause is paying them.
I know.
It's just... People are done. They're sick and tired of it. They're ready to live their lives without these wackos always interfering.
But you can feel it. You can feel the patriotic and the spiritual rebirth of America, and it's spreading around the world, isn't it, Kat? It is. I'm absolutely optimistic. I'm absolutely optimistic. The reason why I'm here after living away from here for 10 years, lived in Kansas City, came back, and I can feel it. I had to be here for this history, Kat. I had to. So I really appreciate you joining me today. I know you're busy and all of that, and I wish you the very best dealing with the idiots over there. But I think great things. I'm looking forward to the 250th anniversary. It's going to be amazing next year.
Absolutely. A renaissance is on our front door. We're going to make it happen.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. All right, remember, poop, there it is. It's trust me, it's a good one. It's a keeper. All right.
I'll be sure to use that for my son at college. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Kat Cammack. I appreciate you. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Oh, I had songs for everything for my kids and my dogs. I just think it's, I love being a dad. Oh, my God in heaven. What do you mean there, Tanner Cadote? You being a smartass? Is that the deal? Cadote? We are adults here, Tanner Cadote. So, if you want to be an adult, you can hang out with us. Otherwise, we'll just say goodbye. Squall White, hello, hello, hello. Good to see you, Robert Morgan. Robert Morgan, new there. Good to see you. Vincent Jackson, hello, 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 over on the Rumbly Roo. Got the usual suspects over there chiming in today. What are we talking about here? I scroll all the way down. You got so many dang comments, I can't keep up with it. Can't keep up with it. Good morning. Jeez, holy cow, you guys are busy today. Dookie Bear. Planning with a trip with the daughter. Good for you, Dookie Bear. Oh, is this the one to come into D.C., the D.C. area? I think you're coming next week, right? Be cool. Pat Carr says, I love the sound of chipping terrorist in the morning. Not sure what that means, but okay, sure, whatever. Palestine isn't even in the country, so the flag represents nothing. That's Kerry Corley. Yep, and they always talk about a two-state solution. They had it, and they blew it. They had it, and they blew it. They had it, and they blew it. Oh, you're talking about putting terrorists in the wood chipper. I get it. Trying to drop in mid-conversation here. Robert Myers, good to see you there as well. Who's watching on the YouTubeage? iCubed, America Marcy, Bruce Radford. Hope you're enjoying the show. I got to talk now.
Stay connected and informed
Almost.
with the latest news
Almost.
at the top of every hour. Then talk about it.
Wouldn't you like a little
Hold on, here we go. You like Crane, I'm done with that.
680 WCBM.
Oh, yeah, okay, hold on, here we go.
And WCBM.com.
I run my own audio.
3.5 minutes.
Dig it. AC/DC. When Bon Scott was singing, and nothing against Brian Johnson, but he didn't have a thing on Bon Scott. Bon had such a unique and amazing, one-of-a-kind voice, and I never get tired of hearing it. Never! Did you see in, was it Australia or maybe New Zealand? They got like 2,000 bagpipe players to play the bagpipe part of Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. It was pretty cool. Rocking of the bagpipes. Yeah. Next hour, we're going to talk about a little bit more about Charlotte and the raids and the temper tantrum. They got students skipping school. And you remember what I said when there were protests when Donald Trump was the first president? I said, get your asses to your classes. You are not in a position to demand anything, and they better start cracking down on this. The adults better get in charge. Cybercrime spikes during the holidays, especially around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Falling victim to cybercrime is the last thing anyone needs, and honestly, it's easy to do because they try to get you every way. They tell you you're late on a bill. They tell you need to update your credit card information. They tell you, oh my God, look at this deal. Can you believe this deal? You better take advantage of this deal. And before you know it, you've given them the credit card number, the expiration date, that little code on the back, and you're screwed. Or they steal your identity. Right now, WebRoot Total Protection is giving you 75% off. But you got to go to webroot.com/Carson, webroot.com/Carson. I think it's an amazing product. I really do. With my exclusive discount, WebRoot Total Protection, less than $50 a year. That's all in one device. Identity, privacy, backup protection, $50. Are you nuts? Real-time antivirus protection against threats like malware, ransomware, phishing, firewall and network monitor. Family protection includes toddlers, students, seniors. VPN for 5 or 10 devices. Select your connection from 80 locations in more than 65 countries. Customers love it. 90% retention rate. Once you get it, you never want to let it go. Unlike my wife. That's what she... Yeah, okay, never mind. 24/7 U.S.-based customer support for identity theft restoration. It's WebRoot Total Protection, 75% off. Do this right now. Go, right there. Get on your browser, webroot.com/Carson, C-A-R-O-S-O-N, webroot.com/Carson, 75% off. It's pretty, and it's a great service. It's kind of funny. No, I can't get into this story. I've got a really funny story about a woman who decided she'd throw a message in a bottle into the ocean. And apparently somebody named Karen got it. Oh, actually, just a Karen got it and sent back a rude response. We'll get to that. And then also what they're not telling you about the Trump assassination. I have my theory. And guess what? I know it's right. Let's take a break and come back. Last hour of the Rob Carson Show is right ahead. Don't go anywhere.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust NEWSMAX. NEWSMAX.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
Hey guys.
now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show, hour number 3 today. Welcome to the show. And by the way, we are streaming on all NEWSMAX social media. And then, of course, on radio stations around the country, KSCO in Santa Cruz, Benny Media across New Hampshire, KBQ in Albuquerque, and where the heck else? Everywhere. I mean, we're all over the place. North Dakota. We got stationed up there in North Dakota, and all. I don't want to slide anybody here. WCBM, WGBM, GMD, all my friends over there in Del Mar. We got a lot of fans out there. So nothing wrong with radio stations around the country. You combine that with the live stream. It's a powerful combination. Yeah, we reach a lot of people. Lots and lots and lots of people. Thus far today, we had 2 great guests. We had Victor Davis Hanson and Cammack. 2 outstanding interviews, I thought. If you want to listen to them, the podcast is available. It's usually up a little while after the show, every day, all 3 hours, individually, bite-sized for your consumption. You could share it with other people, but I would encourage you to listen to both those interviews, and also the rest of the show. Listen to the whole thing. How about that? Just look up Rob Carson Show. Punishable by death. That's what Donald Trump says about these 6 Democrats who said to the military, defy illegal orders without specifying. Mark Kelly, Alyssa Slotkin, Jason Crow, Maggie Goodlander, Chris DeLuzio, Chrissy Houlihan, all veterans. You know, whenever veterans whip their veteranhood out, they're the most dishonorable. Because usually you don't. You're proud to have served if you get acknowledged for your service, but you don't whip it out to defend yourself like these jackweeds are doing. And you don't wear it on your sleeve like these jackweeds do. I've known too many veterans, and many in my family, by the way. Here's Mike Davis. Mike Davis talking to Steve Bannon today. He says what they did was incredibly dangerous, and I agree.
Look, this is, again, the most dangerous speech I've heard from politicians in a very, very long time. You have Democrat members of the House and Senate, wink, wink, nod, nod, telling intel officials and military officers enlisted to ignore orders of the President of the United States. They say unlawful orders.
That is not protected speech.
Because, of course, a 19-year-old, Army enlisted guy supposed to know what's a lawful order and not. I would say this, that with the President of the United States, with his broad Article 2 executive power, with President Obama getting an opinion from the Office of Legal Counsel saying that he can drone strike, extrajudicial drone strike, and intentionally premeditated killing of American citizens, including a minor, and that was said. The Office of Legal Counsel said that was okay. I would say to military and intel officials, you better follow every order of the President of the United States. And if you have any doubt, the doubt should be in favor of following the order, because if you don't, you're going to end up in the military brig or worse. Yeah, you're going to lose your situation. It would not be a good idea. It was a really, really dumb thing to say. Usually when there is a conspiracy or collusion or seditious act, it's in secret. They were stupid enough to put it on social media. And I don't know what they're thinking, but I hope to hell that they are punished for it and maybe even removed from Congress for it. Because this is what they want. They want a civil war. They want Donald Trump removed from office. They've been trying to do that for 9 years. They've been trying to do it, and this is the last. This is just the latest. And what they've done is profoundly un-American and dangerous. This is the problem with liberalism. They think if they wish something, it'll happen. What they've done there is they've wished something, that they've wished that enough of the military would defy orders and divide the military, divide the CIA, because they're looking for Fort Sumter. They're looking to start something. They don't recognize the danger they're in because they have no popular support among the military.
They have no popular support among patriotic Americans, and they have no popular support among the most well-armed people in world history. And the reason why we're armed is because we use our own arms to defeat the most powerful military in the history of the world. And they wanted to make sure that we could maintain those arms should they try something like that. What you've done is so ridiculously stupid. And I am so done with it, going to the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. Just done with it. Zoran Mamdani, he's going to meet Donald Trump tomorrow. This should be interesting because he talked to me. Zoran Mamdani is like two dogs with Donald Trump is like two dogs with a fence between them, and you got the little yippy dog, the little Zoran on the other side, talking trash and all that. On the other side is the big dog just going, really? Really, you idiot? And then all of a sudden the gate opens, and oh boy, the little dog rolls over on his back and, exposes his belly. That's what's going to happen in Washington, D.C. when Zoran comes. Here is Zoran Mamdani. What's he going to talk? What is he going to talk? And listen how nice he is, because he was talking smack. He was saying he was going to defy Donald Trump. He was going to do this and all that to get elected. And then during his, his big speech on the accepted speech, he was talking smack against Donald Trump, just like that little yippy chihuahua. And here's what he's going to talk about.
Do you think... a lot of people go into meetings with Donald Trump, I think, thinking they're going to be the one to get over on him. And I sometimes...
And guess how many people are able to do that? None.
Often think... I've watched this now for 10 years. They screw up because they think he's... They underestimate him. Like, what is your goal for a meeting with Donald Trump? What do you want to come out of a meeting with Donald Trump?
I want to just speak plainly to the president about what it means to actually stand up for New Yorkers and the way in which New Yorkers are.
Now, I want you to listen to him for the next 15 seconds because he says absolutely nothing.
Struggling to afford this city, and frankly, cost of living is something that I heard time and time again from New Yorkers about why they voted for Donald Trump. And this is something that has only continued in the last few months of this year, where we're hearing about childcare concerns, rent concerns, Con Ed concerns, even just getting on the bus just $2.90. And just to make it clear to the president that this is what we're talking about, these are the stakes for New Yorkers and their ability to keep calling this city their home.
Yeah, great. Well, if you can't afford to live there, you got to move. That's generally how it works. I don't say, I'm going to move to San Francisco. And when I move there, I want free child care. And I want rent control department because I want to be able to live there. No. Democrats, the governance of New York State, New York City have caused this. And it is not up to the taxpayers of New York City to make it affordable for you to live there because you don't make enough money to live there. Sorry, I hate to play hardball with you, but that's how the world works. Do you think people in trailer parks in Arkansas really love living in trailer parks? I mean, especially, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with trailer park life, don't get me wrong. But, there are poverty-stricken people who have to live in trailer parks. Do you suppose that they would like to have maybe, rent control, living in a nice house and all of that? No, they live in that trailer. That's what they can afford. That's what they can afford. It is so utterly ridiculous. Here is Zoran being asked about how he's going to pay for free buses. He says he's going to give you free bus rides. It's going to cost $600 million a year, and the service is going to be better, even though it's free.
And the other one, you're talking about fast and free buses, and you're meeting with the governor. Mm-hmm. I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. Mm-hmm. You want to put money back in. It's something that she agrees with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million, to make the buses?
Well, it's the Wish Ferry bus money ferry
free into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes.
I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that in New Jersey.
No, sure.
I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made, whether it's the corporate
No, you already made the damn case.
Tax, or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more. I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said,
oh my God, he talks like a friggin' faculty member of a university. He has no freaking clue what the hell he's talking about. Honestly, ridiculous. Here's what happens when you overtax your citizens, when you promise too many things. I want you to hear what's happening in Chicago, which is descending into hell. Brandon Johnson is a moron. J.B. Titzler is worthless. And Chicago has a massive deficit. By the way, so does the state of Maryland. A lot of these Democrat-run cities are now, they're going to have to cut programs. And now Chicago taxpayers, wait till you hear this. You want to talk about the potential of some real unrest. Listen.
Many Cook County residents are reeling today from a whopping property tax bill that came out late and much higher than expected.
Oh, are you ready? Imagine you getting this tax bill when your city has spent hundreds of millions of dollars housing illegal aliens.
Chicago's south and west sides are seeing some of the biggest increases. Our political reporter Chris Ty has more on why downtown may be to blame and what some residents are doing about it.
Yes.
The pain is real here in North Lawndale, where property tax bills are going up on average 98%. In West Garfield Park,
on average, doubling.
It's up over 130%.
Imagine you're paying $4,500 a year property taxes, and the next year you get a bill for $9,000.
And one of the main reasons why is because of what's happening or not happening over there in downtown Chicago, where in the Loop they've collected 129 million fewer property tax dollars this year than they did last year.
People moving out.
My property taxes went up 75.86%. And so
Richard Townsell of North Lawndale has a friend who saw his jump 237%.
My wife and I, we had a budget meeting last week as we
237%. Talk about taxation without representation.
We're looking at this. You know, does that mean maybe we don't take the vacation we thought we were going to take?
Thank you all for coming. A frustration that this weekend led to this bill burning, led by the Lawndale Christian Development Corporation, which he is executive.
I got to tell you, if I were a Chicago resident and I got my property taxes go up 230% in a year, oh my goodness. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Harper County.
Come on, feet. Start moving. Come on. Got to get me there.
There were lots of fireworks over the migrants moving into the Lakeshore Hotel for 6 months, where 300 can be housed. Also, the city says it's a fluid situation, and it will need to revisit that timeline.
All right, not the best quality on that news report. That's a few months ago when Chicago was inviting all these illegal aliens to come and live and putting them up with, just like New York did, to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. And now Chicago residents getting property tax hikes between 90 and 230% in 1 year. Brandon Johnson's going to get ridden out on a town on a rail. He's going to get tarred, feathered, and run out of town on a rail. Unbelievable. I mean, unacceptable, unbelievable. Wow. He has really bleeped that town up, man. I haven't been to Chicago forever. I used to go there all the time. Used to go to the Takes of Chicago. Used to go to Wrigleyville. Representative Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, Democrat, Florida, indicted Wednesday in connection with stealing and laundering $5 million in federal relief funds, using the money for her congressional campaign, among other things. Yeah. McCormick, 46, her brother Edwin, worked on staffing contract funded by the FEMA for COVID vaccinations tied to their family health care company 2021. The company was overpaid $5 million in relief funds, so they decided to take the money. Go on, take the money and run. Wow, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. This also happened in, there's a lot of fraud. There's a gigantic fraud industrial complex across the country, trillions of dollars. NGOs getting money, all sorts of groups. Stacey Abrams was going to get $2 billion from Joe Biden as he left the White House. Her little green charity replacing gas stoves and gas appliances in houses got $2 billion. They had $250 in their bank account the year before. That's how corrupt our government got. This is Minnesota under the direction of Governor Tim Walz.
In December of 2021, the FBI installed a surveillance camera overlooking this building just off Lake Street.
And why did they need all this money? What did they use to get all this money? Oh, yeah, COVID.
In Minneapolis. At the time, it was Safari Restaurant, which overall took in $12 million in federal child meal payments.
Wow, one little restaurant got $12 million to feed kids.
Through Feeding Our Future. Safari's former co-owner, Salim Saeed, is on trial alongside Amy Bach, the Feeding Our Future executive director. Safari claimed to feed 4,000 to 6,000 kids a day. Its invoices and meal counts shown to the jury alongside the video. Sure. An FBI agent testifying that an average of 40 people came and went during the 6 weeks it was surveilled.
Wow. Wow. 4 to 6. Oh, yeah, we feed 4,000 to 6,000 people a day. They only served 40.
The FBI set up a total of 12 cameras at sites claiming to serve extraordinary numbers of meals. Yeah. Another was at a deli in St. Paul, also registered by defendant Salim Saeed, which claimed 1,800 meals per day.
Yeah.
The video, shown to the jury,
that's a lot of corned beef,
showed an average of 23 people a day coming and going. The jury was shown dozens of invoices, meal counts, and emails seized from Feeding Our Future.
So while Tim Walz was the governor, still is the governor of Minnesota, $250 million were taken, supposedly feeding children. None of it fed children. Yeah. Minneapolis, I used to live there. Filthy, rotten, corrupt, particularly where the Somali community lives, where Ilhan Omar is represented. It is ridiculously corrupt. Filthy, rotten, third world, corrupt. I'm so glad I don't live there anymore. Oh, my God. Hey, did you hear the good news? Doge just had a major victory, and now Donald Trump will be able to cut agencies and everything, which is fantastic. Yeah, so no more bullcrap, no more Democrats caterwauling about different departments like USAID being gotten rid of. Here's Caroline Levitt.
Yes, absolutely. There have been many wins that the mainstream media has failed to cover, particularly over the weekend. The Supreme Court also ruled that the president does, in fact, have the authority over federal funding, that he can dictate what funds can go out the door and what can't so long as they are part of the executive branch.
Cool.
So we have always, again, maintained that every executive order the president has signed, every executive action that he has taken
is constitutional. Yeah, the Democrats like to say, no, working in the confines of the Constitution. Oh, you're out of your nut. Of course he is. Here's Liz Warren. She's very mad that the Department of Education, which has failed our children dramatically, had a 60% increase in their budget while Joe Biden was the president using COVID. 60%. So many people did not come back to work. That kept the kids out of school for over a year for COVID. Test scores since the Department of Education started have dropped gigantically. We used to be number one across the board. We're now in the 38th, 39th, 40th place in the world. Our schools are failing us. Our public schools are failing us, because of these crooked unions that give all of their money to the Democrat Party. Here's Liz Warren. She's quite upset about it.
Look, first of all, the Department of Education was created by Congress. The president does not have legal authority to tear it down.
Yes, he does.
But also, who wants to tear down the department that is there for our children?
Yeah, but they failed our children in every way, shape, and form. It's worthless. And if you don't believe me, here's Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education, talking about what happened during the shutdown.
The Democrats kept the government shut down for 43 days. Flights were delayed. SNAP benefits ran dry.
Yep.
Small business and housing loans were frozen.
Yep.
But one major component of life for American families went virtually unaffected.
What's that?
Education. The Federal Department of Education furloughed 90% of its staff.
Yeah.
And what happened? Nothing. Schools stayed open. Students went to class. Teachers got paid. The shutdown proved our schools don't depend on Washington bureaucracy to function. If 90% of an agency supposedly governing education can disappear for weeks without disrupting education, do we really need it at all?
Yeah. You might want to get a little profile on Indeed.com if you're a member of the DEA, because or the Department of DOE, I should say. If you're a part of that, you might want to get that resume polished, because it looks like none of you are terribly important to educating our children. You're just pencil pushers, bureaucrats who spend a good amount of their money, paying their unions to elect Democrats. So there's that. Yeah. Let's take a break and come back. Last half hour of the Rob Carson Show is right ahead. If I were you, I wouldn't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Quince.com. I've lost some weight. Been working out. I'm single again. I'm ready to look good. I've not taken the time to feel good about myself or shop for myself really for a long time, but I chose Quince. There's so many bad brands out there. Quince.com gives you the value and quality, not just cheap stuff that looks lousy, doesn't last. I got an amazing blazer from Quince that looks great with dress pants, khakis, or jeans, and I know it'll look timeless for years. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your orders and 365-day returns. Quince also has gifting covered beyond clothing, too. You can pick up anything for home, bath, kitchen, or travel. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last with Quince. Go to quince.com, that's QUINCE.com/Newsmax for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/Newsmax. Give and get timeless quality staples that last this season with Quince. That's quince.com/Newsmax.
If you're illegal alien in the United States, this message is for you. You cannot hide from ICE.
Avoiding ICE ain't easy. Illegals are so sleazy. Tom Holman set them straight. To I should be reporting. You should be self-deporting. Leaving will be your fate. Back home is where you're headed. That's safe to say, and you won't make a stop along the way. No longer can you stay here. You've seen your final day here, 'cause you've committed crime. Avoiding ICE ain't easy. It is far from easy. Avoiding ICE ain't easy anytime. Mamdani, a socialist. Mamdani, a communist. He's a fan of Hamas. His win will be New York's loss. He's an extremist, you bet, as New York's gonna get taxed like never before. When Mamdani is done, the city will run every grocery store. He'll defund the police and crime will increase as the murder rate begins to soar. Mamdani, anti-Jew, he despises Netanyahu. It is really a sin. New Yorkers voted him in. They'll regret that they helped him win.
County. When you're running down a dream, let us keep you informed. Bookmark it, WCBM.com and the WCBM free mobile app.
So the Supreme Court says that Donald Trump can cut programs if they're under the executive branch. Yay! Because our federal government has gotten so bloated and wasteful, and they looted the Treasury for the last few decades, to say the least, while you and I suffered. The government has grown gigantically. Washington, D.C., the average household income in the district is $265,000. The next highest is New York State, and it's in the 170s, 160s. So, yeah, they've lived high on the hog around here, over in Northern Virginia, where I live, and then Maryland, by the way, Maryland has been able to do all sorts of idiotic things with its governance because, they got that largesse of the old government spending and all that. But Donald Trump is able to cut stuff. Here's a program in South Africa that was cut because of U.S. aid disappearing because it was a profoundly corrupt agency. And I'm so glad that every person who worked there no longer has a job. This is, except for the good ones. I think there were 3. But here is what they cut. Apparently a transgender clinic in South Africa. Yeah, we were paying for a transgender clinic in South Africa. That's real important to you and me.
Because our trans community, they come from different parts of the world.
She's showing us around what was a clinic.
Are you sure that's a she?
For trans people in central Johannesburg.
Wow, it was big.
It's big. Then this used to be our pharmacy.
I'm thinking that female might have been born another gender.
So this has all gone away.
The clinic was funded by US aid, and it was a lifeline for more than 1,000 transgender people until it was forced to shut down after President Trump closed the aid agency earlier this year.
Yeah, too bad.
As soon as Trump was inaugurated, basically, as soon as he came back into office,
within like a week, he just decided that he wants nothing to do, more especially with LGBTQI plus people, and more especially, he said trans.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even care. It's so unimportant to the American people. Pay for your own addictomy. Are you kidding me? My God. What the hell? Oh, so ridiculous. This government has lived high on the hog. You and I have been fed the scraps. I told you. We have a bourgeois and we have a proletariat. And bourgeois moves to Washington, D.C., spends its entire life telling us how to live ours, and they feed us the crumbs. Not so much anymore. This is Afton Ben. She's a Democrat nominee for apparently a Tennessee 7th Congressional District special election. The only problem is she really hates the people who live there. She hates the people who live there. They found a conversation she was having with somebody else. And I have a funny feeling a lot of Democrats, probably a lot of Republicans feel this way about their constituents. They moved to Washington, D.C., and Nancy Pelosi, she looks down on her constituents. She does. I would say that a good share, Hillary Clinton, they're not a constituents, but she'd say, called us a basket of deplorables. I have no doubt the bourgeois feels this way about us. But this woman effectively ended her political career. Afton Ben talking about representing Nashville in Congress. Listen.
I've been heavily involved with the Nashville mayoral race because I hate the city, I hate the bachelorettes, I hate the pedal taverns, I hate country music, I hate all of the things that make Nashville apparently an it city to the rest of the country, but I hate it. Yeah, I'm that girl at the airport that all these bachelorettes are giddy walking out in their two-toned colored Pantone pink shirts, and they walk out and they're like, oh my God, Nashville is so bad! Yes, so
wow,
loud.
What a snotty little you-know-what. Well, that's not doesn't surprise me. You know another person like that? Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama really hates she hates the average American. She certainly hates people who don't have her melanin level. She blamed us for white people for having to straighten her hair, said it was because of our beauty norms. And nobody really gave a damn, to be quite honest. I remember growing up, I'd watch Soul Train, and I was like, I didn't care if you had an afro, if you had straightened hair. Straightened hair just kind of happened. Just got to happen. I think Oprah got it going, I don't know, maybe in the 90s or whatever. But nobody said, man, those afros, they got to go. We really hate those afros. And by the way, why don't black men straighten their hair? You ever notice that? It doesn't happen. But now Michelle Obama, even though she's worth $100 million minimum, she's never had a job in her life. She graduated from college, from law school, got a $300,000 a year a gig on a hospital board for doing nothing. $300,000 a year. She's never worked a bloody day in her life, but she's somehow a victim. She's a victim. And here she is talking about, as she lived in a $400 million house in the heart of Washington, D.C. that just happens to be painted white, had all of her bills taken care of and everything. She was confined. It's flying private everywhere, flying in the Air Force One and the helicopters and everything, and being catered to and everything. She felt confined.
That little 8-year stint as First Lady tends to confine, to be a bit confining, right? Because that the job was not to just represent me, but to represent the nation.
Oh, dear God.
And as the first black family,
I had to bring the race in there.
In that house, just like, black folks feel in all the first positions that we're we're carrying the torch, we're lighting the way, which means that we've got to do it really, really well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You poor little thing. My heart bleeds for you. Your $100 million.
We didn't get the grace that I think some other families have gotten.
Jim Gossett.
Wine on. Wine for us some more. Michelle will soon.
$100 million.
Seems like she's been whining since January, February, April, and June.
And her whole life.
When she does an interview, it is a sign.
Boo-hoo.
That all the time. Waited on by hand and foot.
I feel sorry for him.
Was Michelle.
Dear God.
She must have a new book or podcast or something that she wants to sell. She's a millionaire who's never satisfied.
Never.
Make Mother Cheryl stop whining. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried.
I wish that she would spend a week in a low-budget trailer park near a coal mine or something. Just experience what it's like. You feel so bloody, like we're so privileged, like white people are so privileged. They've tried to twist what made America great, which was people coming from all over the world to assimilate into a culture and call themselves Americans first. And she is so twisted up in this bull crap, nonsensical Marxist idiocy, failing to recognize because, the country was founded by a bunch of white slaveholders. No, they weren't. There were some, but it was the way of the world. They created the greatest engine of individual and economic liberty in the history of mankind. We said that we would try to become a more perfect union. We've done that for 250 years, and you are just such a spoiled, entitled child. You're just such a spoiled, entitled child. It is just so thoroughly disgusting. She's never had to count her blessings, right? I mean, those who've been without, right? You know what it's like. Like me, what I went through, what I've been through, being on food stamps 5-6 years ago, being unemployed for a year and a half, all of that. She's never had to count her blessings. That's the thing she doesn't understand. So I'm hoping she just fades into oblivion because honestly, I think America's getting tired of her whining. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Do you think the media would be like, what's going on there? Independent researchers now are using the same kind of digital forensic tools that the feds have, and they're piecing together a bunch of old online accounts tied directly to Crook's email.
Thomas Crooks, the guy who tried to kill Donald Trump.
His real email and his name. And one of the biggest ones was on DeviantArt, ground zero for the furry community. Usernames like Epic Microwave and The Epic Microwave. This kid was not casually browsing. He was deep in that subculture.
Yeah, there was a lot of weirdness. New York Post is reporting a bunch of new details hidden until now. Back in 2024, Chris Wray told Congress that the Bureau had found nothing in Crook's online history that pointed to a motive for a political ideology. A week later, Wray's deputy, Paul Abadi, told Congress that comments posted on the Crook's social media accounts appear to reflect anti-Semitic and anti-immigration themes to espouse political violence and the described as extreme in nature. Thanks to an enterprising source who uncovered Crook's hidden digital footprint, they found out that Abadi misled Congress by omission. He left out the entire section on Crook's online interactions from January to August 2020 and when he did an ideological backflip to be anti-Trump. The danger Crooks posed was visible for years in public online spaces. His radicalization, violent rhetoric, and obsession with political violence were all documented under his real name. The threat wasn't hidden. This is why I know that there were other people involved in his assassination. This is what the deep state does. This is what they did with Kennedy. And I was always say, oh, single shooter, blah, blah, blah. I still think there's one shooter. It was Lee Harvey Oswald, but he was on the federal radar just like Thomas Crooks. Just like Thomas Crooks went to Cuba in 1959. Everybody knew about it, and he was allowed to get in the most prone position to kill JFK. He was given the opportunity. What I believe happened was he was groomed by someone claiming to be a communist. I think it was probably affiliated with the U.S. government, but found this guy online. The reason why the FBI didn't go after him, I think the FBI looks for people like this. They weed out the ones that they do not believe could accomplish the task, and the other ones they leave alone. And then somehow these other individuals, the ones they decide who are truly dangerous, truly unhinged, subject to being able to pull off something like this, then they groom them.
We do know, however, that Crooks' online footprint abruptly ends after his encounter with this mysterious figure, Willie Tepes. Regardless of whoever Willie Tepes is or was and what his motives may have been, who he may have been working for, there is no doubt that Crooks was ripe for recruitment by someone.
Yeah. And the FBI could have easily... Guys, either the FBI and the Secret Service are the most inept you could ever imagine. Because here is a man who is a potential assassin of Donald Trump, online to potentially millions of people, telling him his plans, telling him what he wants to do, and the FBI never approached him. They knew he existed. There's no way they didn't know he existed. Are you kidding me? I could do one post against Joe Biden, and I would have FBI agents at my door when Joe Biden was the president. Give me a break.
So here you have a volatile, troubled, possibly mentally ill young man with a long record of espousing violence in public.
Yeah.
The FBI clearly knew he existed. And then you have, at the very end of his years commenting in public, espousing violence, an exchange with a mysterious figure affiliated with the group that we know is being monitored by the U.S. State Department.
Very interesting.
It turns out that around the same time that Thomas Crooks was making these searches and posting overt threats of violence against public figures on YouTube, the FBI was issuing contracts to private sector tech surveillance firms to harness the power of mass data collection tools that would monitor social media for people just like Thomas Crooks. It's hard to imagine that Thomas Crooks, who was making these posts publicly and in his own name, had not been identified and looked at closely by federal law enforcement.
It's because they were looking for people like Thomas Crooks, not because they wanted to stop them. They saw them for their potential and their usefulness in doing what they weren't able to do with lawfare. I'll be proven right. I'll be proven right. There were other people involved. You think if the FBI wanted to put Donald Trump in jail, keep him off the ballot, raid Mar-a-Lago, surely, if they had failed at all of those things, what's your final plan the Friday before the RNC convention? Of course there were other people involved. You know why I know this? 'Cause I'm not stupid! Victor Davis Hanson talked about this last night with Rob Finnerty, and I talked to Victor Davis Hanson earlier on the show about it.
What's being covered up is that the CIA or some other agency that we don't know about tried to have Donald Trump killed.
Yeah, I don't know that answer, but I do know, as I said before, that there was an institutional lack of vigilance that was predicated on the idea that the institution and the people in it didn't particularly like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And that made them complacent or indifferent in a way that's not true today.
It wasn't that.
And it was not true before Donald Trump became president.
Yeah.
But in that interim, or when he was a candidate, or when he was president, and you can see it when the military senior officers, retired officers said things that he was a Nazi, that he was a liar.
Yeah.
These were four-star admirals and generals, or Mr. Mark Milley, and you saw it the other
Don't you suppose if they believed that, they would want him dead?
day with uniformed officers who said that that you had the right to disobey an order if you, in your infinite wisdom, declared that it was unconstitutional.
Yeah, very dangerous times. And you know it, and I know it, and they can't call it disinformation anymore. It's my opinion. It's well-educated, and generally, about 100% of the time, I'm right. At least I have been with regard to Donald Trump and the movement against him the last decade. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey, guys, it's Carson for Birch Gold. It's that time. I apologize, guys. I was looking at the monitor. I had a couple messages I was kind of marbling at. I apologize. Oh, wait, watch it here. Dookie Bear. What we got here? I'm working on my stuff. Just phone screen smashed, and then SIM card went bad. Yeah, you know what? I've got a phone. I have an iPhone 16 Plus. It's got a broken screen, and one of the lenses on the camera is broken. Literally, I've had the sucker for like a year. Got to get a new one. My daughter's asking for a phone too for Christmas. Telephones. Phones cost $1,200 friggin' now. Did you know that? Yeah, it's kind of stupid, right? Ridiculous. Anyway, I apologize for that. I had a couple things going on there. But we got to wrap up the show here. Here we go.
6 on Talk Radios.
You have 30 seconds to talk.
Don't miss the mega
I still have 30
update
I thought you meant I only had 30 seconds left in the break, Brian. The final break was going to be 30 seconds long. That's what I was afraid of, Brian. All right, here we go. We want to wrap up this show. Come on. 3:15 here. All right. Your phone, Pat Carr says your phone is $1,900. What kind of phone you got? You got one of those foldies. Oh, okay. Look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants. Oh, come on. Man, oh man, I love me some Zeppelin. Gold's at $4,100, solid $4,100 announced today. It was $2,600 last January. So it went back down to about $4,000 on Monday. It's already back up to $4,100. You got a little breathing time here to invest in gold with Birch Gold. I think you probably ought to get on that. You know, been talking about it a while here. And I'm making it easy for you. All you got to do is text my name. It's only 3 words. It's not like my name is Shaliqua or some weird spelling of Megan. You know, because there are like 50 spellings of Megan. What the hell, honestly? Can we just go with Megan? One spelling! Rob to 989898. If you just go to text 989898 instead of a name, then put Rob in the body of the text. Boom! You're going to get some free information on gold. They're not going to ride your butt. They're not going to call you. They're not going to in the middle of the night say, hey, it's Birch Gold. How you doing? Just wondering if you wanted to talk about gold or something. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. No pressure. And right now you get, for every $20,000 invested in Birch Gold, they're going to send you some free gold. Get a little something. There you go. You better get on it, though, because that ends the 30th of this month, okay? Central banks are buying up gold like crazy. They're making it more precious. More precious. So you better get some before it becomes out of your reach, all right? So text Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold information and also the possibility of getting free gold for every $20,000 invested with Birch Gold. Greg Abbott is saying that, no, you know what? I don't think I have time for that. I was going to do Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott. I'll do that tomorrow. America's deadliest volcano enters an unprecedented 72-hour tremor phase as eruption threat looms over millions. This is one of the big monster volcanoes in the upper northwest, Mount Rainier, suddenly buzzing with all sorts of sounds not too far from Mount St. Helens, which exploded in 1980. If this goes, they have a thing, it's called the Lahar, and it's a giant wall of mud that comes down, and this could go like 50 miles. If it goes. Seattle is in the tracks of it. Portland in the tracks of it. I hope and pray nothing happens, but it is a very frightening thing. If something like that would happen. But they are recording all sorts of thousands of little earthquakes surrounding Rainier. And you can't even begin to imagine how Rainier is. You can see it 70 miles away, and it looks like you can almost touch it. That's how big that rock is. I should say pile of magma from millions of years ago. That's going to do it for the show. God bless you guys. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump as he makes America even greater. And until tomorrow, which by the grace of God is Friday, don't catch the stupid. I'll see you then.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is NEWSMAX. It's real news for real people.